Want to grow your business without spending a dime on ads? Head to www.thebusinessbully.com/without paid ads. Stop guessing, start dominating. So this is a question that I take to heart. I am really big on love and respect for our elders. And there is an increase of loneliness amongst elderly Black folks. And why is this? Because back in the day, there were no options. Every holiday, you had your behind at grandmom and them house, right? And there were so many people you had to eat in shifts. Remember the kids table? Yeah, ain't no kids table no more. These kids ponying up, hopping into conversations, talking about baddies and what's happening on the Zeus network. And no, we have gotten ourselves to a point where we don't respect our elders. We don't treasure them. There's an African proverb that says when an elder dies, it's like a library burning down. There's so much that I learned from my elders. There's so much that I learned from my mom. Even to this day, I remember being a kid and my mom be like, listen, when you have kids, you're gonna understand. And I call my mom at least once a week, like, mom, this happened, dot, 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 dot. And she'll laugh. She's like, yeah, I told you that was gonna happen. Because experience is a lot better teacher than getting your behind handed to you. And what's happening is twofold. Number one, the lack of respect and reverence for our elders. We need to check in on our elderly as opposed to pushing them in a corner and letting them off to die and then putting them in a home. That's disgusting and it's despicable. And there's an overabundance of it in the Black community, in my personal estimation. We have had a culture for the past 50 plus years of ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a job. I don't want no scrubs. You can't do nothing for me if you ain't got no money. Bop, bop, bobbity, bop. And the other part of that is, F them hoes, FBs get money, blah, blah, skippity bop. And after a while, you know where that leads you? It leads you to have a dog and die alone, like the late Kevin Samuels said. And you're seeing a lot of people having dogs and dying alone. Let me explain something to you. I have no desire to be anybody's wife. And I don't want my wife to try to be my husband, right? I think the best thing about us being who we are is that as individuals, as men and as women, we're not here to compete against each other, although the government will tell you that that's what we're supposed to do. We're here to complement each other. If I have a charger for my iPhone and I don't have an outlet to plug that charger in, my phone will die. The same way Black love is having a slow death because you got all of these people, 90% of them have never walked down the aisle, giving you advice on how you should live your life. And it doesn't make any sense. We need to check in on our elders. We need to revere our elders. We need to ask questions. We need to make sure that we're playing games, doing puzzles with them, that we're going to visit them, that we're having meaningful conversations. And we also need to make sure that there are programs that are subsidized by the taxes we pay into to make sure that when we can't be there or we have elders in our community that no longer have children or grandchildren, because there's a lot of childless mothers and grandchildless grandmothers and grandfathers out here who don't have anything to do or any place to go. And they wind up just dying alone and nobody's there to check on them. We don't find them for 3 weeks later. That needs to stop. And one of the ways we stop that is by coming together as a community, demanding that our tax dollars be put into programs and resources in order to honor and take care of our elders.